everybody, Mrs. Bianchi here. We're looking at questions 1A and 1B. Each small cube in the figure has edges that are 1/4 inch long. So I have this yellow line here. Let me just place it on the edge so you can see. It's 1/4 of an inch. So I can put it on any of those cubes. They're all going to be the same. That means, by the way, that this would be 1 inch, right? Because when you need 4 of them to make up the full inch. So I'm going to leave that here for you to look at. And let's leave this here. Now down here it says, which expression can be used to find the volume of the rectangular prism in cubic inches? If we count up how many cubes are here altogether, we're not getting cubic inches, we're getting how many quarter cubes there are, which is not the same thing. Now, one of the things that we talked about in class is what if we had to find the volume of one of the cubes? What would we do? So when I say one of the cubes, I mean, pull one of these off the corner. What's the volume of that? If it's 1/4 by 1/4 by 1/4, remember volume of a cube is you actually take the edge and you raise it to the power of 3, or you cube it, which is the same thing as 1/4 times 1/4 times 1/4. 1/4 times 1/4 would be 1/16, and if we take the 1/16 and multiply it by the other side, or the other edge I should say, we would get 1/64. So really, this is 1/64 of a full cubic centimeter. Now, if we think about which expression we want to go with here, how many of these blue cubes do we have, which are all 1/4 inch cubes? Let's count how many we have going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 going that way, so let me write an E. Going this way, we have 1, 2 going that way, and then when we count going back, 1, 2, 3, 4 going that way. So we have 8 by 4 by 2 of the 1/4 inch cubes. Now, if you look at choice C, this would not be correct. Why? Because this would be if these were full inch cubes. They're not, they're 1/4 inch cubes. So that we're going to reject that choice. Now, let's take a look at some of the other choices. Now, why is it not this? That's because that's the volume of just one of the cubes, which we already said is 1/64 of a full cubic inch. So we know that that's not right. Now, if we look at the choices that remain, in class we talked about how if we were to find what this is, right, if we were actually going to do 8 times 4 times 2, so let's just do, we know 8 times 4 would be 32. If we were to multiply that by 2, we get the 4 here, we get the 6 here. So we have 64 of the 1/4 cubes. In class, we talked about how we can look at ratios. And if we look at ratios, one of the things we consider, because this is going to help us with 1B, and then we'll come back and finish up our thoughts about 1A. In class, we talked about the ratios that you can think of for every one full cube. In this case, how many 1/4 cubes would you need to equal a full cube? And the answer to that question is we would need 64 of them, right? Now, if we calculated that we have 64 of these blue cubes, but these are the 1/4 cubes. These are the 1/4 cubes. So how many full cubes would that be? So consider that as you answer question 1B, and also consider that when you think about which choice you want to pick here, because you want to decide like which one of this one's appealing because it has the 1/4, but is this somehow a better answer because this kind of addresses that idea of 1/64? So give that some thought, and remember we're interested in what is the volume of one of the small 1/4 inch cubes here. So make sure you're reading that carefully because they just want one of them, right? The volume of one of these is what basically that's asking. So just be careful when you answer that question. All right, good luck finishing this up.